welcome to the FNB Women's Super League Highlight Show. My name is Emmanuel Nkara, as always. And remember, we are still looking for co-hosts that will join us to talk all things women's football in the upcoming season. But welcome back to the show. And I said it in the last episode, and I'll say it again. It is the business end of the season. Now, round number 18 and 19 happened this past weekend. Let us look at the results of round 18 in the FNB Women's Super League on your screen right now. Now, we start at the top. Big result for FC Ongos. They have one hand on the title. They're looking to put both hands. They're 6-1 against Mighty Angels. 4 goals for Yvonne Kuiper and 1 assist. That is her 15th goal of the season and her 6th Woman of the Match performance. Absolutely brilliant. 2 assists from Juliana Blow, a goal and an assist for Memory Ngonda. Great result. Jalinho versus African Stars. African Stars winning that game 2-0. Aune Andreas scoring a free kick, and she was announced Woman of the Match for that game. So good 3 points for Stars. Then Komas Nampo versus Arrows Ladies. A 2-1 victory for Arrows Ladies. We have the highlights for that game, and I can already tell you, in my opinion, that was game of the season. So stay tuned for the highlights of that game. Desert Foxes were defeated 3-1 from UNAM Bokis in the coast. And then, of course, in the game, Tokwani scored a brace and she was named Woman of the Match. Then Nast were defeated 2-0 by Mighty Gunners. Mighty Gunners still want to have or regain their title. A 2-0 victory. Viola Velete and Millicent scoring a goal each. Viola Velete has 18 goals, ladies and gentlemen. Although Lina Alwendu was named Woman of the Match for this game, we must give a shout out to a striker that has kept up her game throughout this season, and that is Viola Velete. And then lastly, the last game that we have of results for and highlights for is V-Power Angels were defeated 3-1 by Windhoek City. Now, let's get into the highlights. Highlights for 2 games, as I said, V-Power Angels versus Windhoek City. But now let's get into what I think is game of the season. Komas Nampo versus Arrows Ladies. Here you go. Charlotte Richard beating 2 players. Joyce, McLee, 2 sets! Beautiful goal! That's how easy it is. And here they come again. With that running from Veronica. Now Aina Shili is in the eye. She takes the shot! Good footwork from Sarafina. Oh, just with an... Oh my goodness! And those were the highlights of the two games that we had for round 18 on Saturday. The first game, V Power Angels versus Windhoek City. Windhoek City took the lead, and then V Power Angels did come back with a goal from Aina Shimi. But I'm mentioning her name because although she did get that equalizer, she had two big opportunities to actually take the lead for V Power Angels. But it was just the top three: Joyce Narises, McLee Tuses, and Senorita Michelle, the computer. The combination of the three got all 3 points for Windhoek City. Joyce Narises has 6 goals, 6 assists, and McLee has 8 goals. She had 10 goals last season, so she's doing pretty well so far. So a great result for Windhoek City. Then, still, in my opinion, game of the season, Komas Nampo defeated by Arrows Ladies 2-1. A freak goal by Hope Silosava, the 15-year-old, scoring her fifth goal of the season, essentially from the halfway line. Absolutely brilliant. Maybe goalkeeper Nangolo could have done better. I know we talk, so she knows that she maybe could have done better. Then Komas Nambo equalized. A rocket from Aina, the veteran Katuta, almost from the halfway line as well. And again, goalkeeping errors. Sisiki Jaku, who has been quite brilliant for Arrows Ladies. She could have been one or on the bench in the team of the month for April, but just not good with her handling on that goal. So it was 1-1. And then at the end of the game, Miriam Tobias, an unsung hero, scoring her third goal of the season, the most important goal of her season, giving all 3 points to Arrows Ladies. Arrows Ladies are still undefeated in this second leg of the season. Absolutely brilliant. And we had to get words from the head coach of Arrows Ladies, Coach Salman Nakali. Here's what he had to say.
Thank you so much, Say. Actually, you said it very correct. First leg wasn't that much of a good leg. We had a bumpy road, but second leg, it's a different ball game. We pulled strings. We went back to the drawing board. We revived the team. We redoubled our effort, and obviously the girls are hungry. They wanted more, and today's match was no different. We gave it 2,000%. 100%. We needed to revive the team second half when obviously we started second half 1-all. So obviously our players are fit. Nampol is physical. But I told the girls that you are in this league for a reason. Anybody who comes in our way, we should take them 100% on, as equally they are taking us 100% on. So with the fact that they tried to press us, I knew it was going to come at a risk because end-to-end stuff is good, but you got to attack and defend, and that is actually the ultimate errors. So I'm really, really proud of the girls. We finished sixth last season. We are currently sixth. It seems like six is our lucky number, but the aim is to finish higher than we finished the previous season. I believe that's the mission of all the other clubs in this division, and obviously we gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep grinding the points, and we are currently in a good shape. We are pushing. We obviously much hungrier in the second round, and we respect every opponent that comes in our way. And I believe the girls are humble. They're keeping their head down, and our hunger just need to keep going. And I'm really, really happy for the team. I'm really happy for you guys covering our league. I'm also really happy that the league has become really competitive. As you can see, the top six are not that far from each other, and equally so, it will empower our national team at the end of the day.
And those were the words of Coach Salman Nakali. At the beginning of the season, me and him had a little bit of a spat, but now we are best buddies, as you can see from that interview. So those are the highlights, the talking points of round 18 in the FNB Women's Super League. Stay tuned as we look at all the games on Sunday. Stay tuned.
It is finally here. a way to save together. FNB We Save account allows families, friends, and communities to save together using the FNB app, cell phone banking, online banking, or ATM deposit.
We are saving for my education. I want to study at the best university.
FNB We Save allows 3 to 90 people to save together towards a goal.
Yes, Shiri. We are saving to prepare our homestead for our children and our grandchildren.
Everyone is able to see when a deposit or withdrawal is made and how much.
No, this year there is a big wedding coming and all of us are going to contribute to our WSL account.
It is simple, secure, and transparent.
Our friend is retiring and we want to celebrate her and give her something special. I made my contribution at the ATM.
Different dreams, different ways to deposit, the best way to save together. Open your FNB We Save account at an FNB branch today and experience an easier and quicker way to reach your goals together.
Welcome back to the FNB Women's Super League Highlight Show. My name is Emmanuel Nkara, and this show is presented by Mass TV, bringing visibility and value to sports in Africa. So, round number 19, business end of the season. As a reminder, for the top of the table and the bottom of the table, here are the results on your screen. So let's start at the top. Jalino Athletic winning against Mighty Angels. We have the highlights of that game. And then next, FC Ongos drawing 0-0 against African Stars. You would always know that this result would be a tough one. No goals, but many talking points. We have the highlights of that game, so stay tuned for that. Desert Foxes still unable to get their first win of the season, defeated by a soaring Arrows Ladies 3-0. Kanene getting a goal and 3 assists, or a goal and 2 assists, apologies. She scored her 7th goal of the season. Very good from Kanene there. Then Komas Nampo defeated Unam Bokis, a almost last minute goal by their substitute left winger, Helena Shambua, her 4th goal of the season. Then V-Power Angels were defeated 4-1 by Mighty Gunners. V-Power Angels, we have to give them props. Aina Shimi, I mentioned her earlier in the show. She redeemed herself to actually take the lead against Mighty Gunners. But then the champions do what the champions do. 4 goals and all 3 points, an important 3 points, knowing that FC Ongos drew against African Stars. And then Nast Babes were defeated 3-0 by Windhoek City. Charlotte Richa getting 2 goals, making it 9 goals of the season for Charlotte. And when we are going to talk about the league table, we will talk about the dire situation that Nast Babes are getting into at the bottom of the table. But nonetheless, the 2 games that we do, or the 3 games that we do have highlights for, which is Jalino versus Mighty Angels, FC Ongos versus African Stars, and Komas Nampo versus Unam Bokis. Here are the highlights for those 3 games. Brianna makes that pass. Martha is defending now against Tony. Just letting the ball for the goalkeeper, although a mistake has been made. And Chloe Awases has taken advantage of that mistake. April, that ball put into the box already for Yvonne Kwabert. And already a touch, memory contact. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, what a save. She had so much time to poise herself with that shot. It's still in the box though. Found the pass to Juliana Blow. Now it's into the area and a very good partial clearance from Rosalia, but Emanari with the shot wide. In the area, she will try and find one of them, which is Kaylee. Friedrichs with the shot.
2 bounces and a catch from the lead player to take this with her left. Oh, it's just over the crossbar. She has a very good left foot. Batista had to get a punch on that. Komas Lampo still in the area. Chaverwa, good turn from her. It's brought into the box and now a comfortable. Katuta should have or could have taken it, but Adams is also quite gets the pass off. Good run from Shannon. Flight of the ball, and he needs to be sure, absolutely sure, from something here for Kumas Napo. The flight of the ball is good at the back post, maybe just too much.
And those were the highlights of the 3 games on Sunday. So, first game, Chelino Athletic getting a 1-0 victory against Mighty Angels. Chloe Awases, the number 10, 16-year-old striker. Her 4th goal of the season was enough for Gelinho to get all 3 points. Beverly, who was announced woman of the match, missed a penalty, and Chloe was there on the rebound. But Chloe's lone goal was enough for Gelinho to pick up all 3 points. So congratulations to them. Then in our next game, Komas Nampo versus Unambokis. It was a makeshift Unambokis team. They had a lot of changes at their backline, and eventually Komas Nampo were able to break their defense. A 4th goal of the season for the left winger Helena Shambua. And then the marquee game of the weekend, FC Ongos versus African Stars. There was a lot being said about, is there a favor going to be made from African Stars to throw another spanner into the works at the top of the table? And it happened. I can tell you from the highlights, it was a very professional game, very technical game. There were 2 offside calls that were quite devious or dubious, if I can say, against FC Ongos. And but at the end of the day, chances, FC Ongos had chances, African Stars had chances. It is a stalemate, and that is a draw, a big draw, almost similarly as it was when Gunners were up against Arrows Ladies just a week ago. But it is 1 point that they share. So here were the words from the head coach of African Stars Queens, Coach Jackson Hango. Here's what he had to say of the game.
When you play football, the focal point is getting the 3 points. You always want to do what's best for your team, regardless of the effect on the league. The aim was to win, get us finish as high as we can, because it was not really an easy season for us. We had a lot to work on, but yeah, this game was all about us proving a point that we are still and we will remain title contenders, even though it's out of reach one. It's a fair result, but sometimes you have to just do away with these things. It's a very difficult game. Game of this magnitude for the middleman. It's always going to be difficult for him, but I can applaud him. He had a fantastic moment. It was excellent.
And those were the words of the head coach of African Stars Queens, Coach Jackson Hango. So we're going to take a break, but after the break, we will look at the log table at this business end of the FNB Women's Super League. Stay tuned.
It is finally here. a way to save together. FNB We Save account allows families, friends, and communities to save together using the FNB app, cell phone banking, online banking, or ATM deposit.
We are saving for my education. I want to study at the best university.
FNB We Save allows 3 to 90 people to save together towards a goal.
Yes, Shiri, we are saving to prepare our homestead for our children and our grandchildren.
Everyone is able to see when a deposit or withdrawal is made and how much.
No, this year there is a big wedding coming, and all of us are going to contribute to our WSL account.
It is simple, secure, and transparent.
Our friend is retiring and we want to celebrate her and give her something special. I made my contribution at the ATM.
Different dreams, different ways to deposit, the best way to save together. Open your FNB We Save account at an FNB branch today and experience an easier and quicker way to reach your goals together.
Welcome back to the show presented by Mass TV. So, this is the standings. The log table is on your screen, and let's start at the bottom of the table first. Of course, Desert Foxes have been relegated already. Still not having a win. We will absolutely celebrate if they can get a win in their last 3 games of the season. Then Nast Babes. Nast, you as an institution should be smarter than this, if you know what I mean there. 7 points only in the season, and Mighty Angels, who's right above them, have 19 points. So it's going to be an effort, a big effort for Nas Babes to get out of that relegation zone. I'm a neutral, and I should be, so I can't really say if it's going to happen or not, but it's going to be a tough affair for Nas Babes to get out of that red zone. Then we go to the top of the table. And if we do mention just the middle of the table, Unambokis in third, Komas Nampul in fourth, African Stars in fifth, and Arrows Ladies, who are still undefeated, in sixth. These 4 teams can really fight for the third place in the league. But then we go to the top 2 teams. Now, it is 19 games played. There is 3 games left. FC Ongos and Mighty Gunners, 1 point between them. Any slip up, any draw can be catastrophic. It's almost hundreds and thousands of dollars on the line with every goal you score and every goal you concede. So it's basically a shootout. While in the English Premier League, we have Arsenal already doing what they're doing, I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is more tight. In the Namibian Premier League, in the men's league, it was tight between African Stars and Eshoke Chula Chula. This might even be tighter. FC Ongos Ladies versus NDF Mighty Gunners Ladies. So let's now look at the fixtures, and make sure to look at the fixtures and where these teams are playing, so you can actually join us live at the stadiums, or of course join us live on Mass TV, where we will indicate which games we will be streaming live. But here are the upcoming fixtures. And those were the fixtures for the upcoming games. Now, of course, we will be streaming some of these games, but I do encourage all of you to come and make this atmosphere of the FNB Women's Super League a great one in the business end of the season. Look at the fixtures: HTS Stadium, Jalinho Stadium, in Academia and Panias Park. In the north, in Oshakati. And our Desert Foxes, though they have been relegated, please, if you can go to Naraville Stadium, we want them to get a win. Please, in this business end of the season, I plead you to attend these games, because at the top of the table, it is an absolute melting pot. But that is our show for this week, the FNB Women's Super League highlight show. I am so excited to see the business end. It might take 2 weekends to actually get a winner at the end of the day. It might go to the very last day, but just know that we will be at the games and we will be here in studio as always. My name is Emmanuel Nkara, and we'll see you at the games and we'll see you next week. Cheers.